Hello and good morning, good afternoon, everybody. You are here at the Abundance Blueprint with Kimberly Lane Roberts, your host, where we have wonderful, driven men and women who take their passion and turn it into their purpose. And boy, do we have a gooey show for you today. We are going to be speaking with and listening in on the conversation I'm going to be having with Jessica. She is a Michelin chef, and we're going to talk about how she bakes abundance into motherhood, business, and cookies. So stay tuned for a little yummy gooiness. Okay. You are in the right space and place if you also want to hear about my peer business group that I lead here in the Bay Area. Very often we struggle as entrepreneurs. It's lonely at the top. We're the chief everything officer. If you're looking for something that will provide the board you can't afford, a peer group that helps understand what you're doing, can provide advice and guidance for you, this is the right place to be joining my Bay Area peer group. You can find it there at performanceleadershipinternational.com. So before we bring up our guest, I have to give her a wonderful, wonderful introduction. All right, meet Jessica. She is a polished chef from the kitchens of Gordon Ramsay, Wolfgang Puck, Jean Gorgeous Vongerichten, I'm sure I blew that one up, and Masaharu Morimoto. She's also CEO and founder of Doughpamine, which we'll get into here in a second. She has been on so many different food and wine awards and restaurants. She's Food and Wine Magazine's Best New Pastry Chef when she was 27 years old. Zagat's 30 Under 30. She's the reigning champion of Food Network's Cutthroat Kitchen. She worked as a senior inspector for the Michelin Guide. She's one of the most exclusive and which is again one of the most exclusive and prestigious jobs in the country. If you think that is impressive, you should try her cookies. Please welcome Jessica.
Hi,
Jessica.
Kim.
How are you?
Great. Thank you for having me.
It's so good to have you here. Tell me a little bit before we could get into the show. I always like to ask this question. What does abundance mean to you?
Yes, abundance for me means feeling like your cup is full. And that can mean a lot of different things. For me, it's a little bit of having a family, having a career, having time for hobbies I enjoy, having more than enough. And I feel like just having one of those things would be enough for me, a satisfying career. And that's how I felt when I was at Michelin, like it was enough. But I wanted more. And so I decided to leave and I created Doughpamine, and now I have a family and a business, and it's amazing to me.
Yeah, I think we all have a journey we go through, and at the time you're seeking something, and at this time you were a Michelin chef, or you were doing things, but you probably didn't have the family yet. You were aching for that, maybe aching for something that you really could turn your passion into, that you can call your own. So we go through these cycles where I think you want more from a fulfillment perspective, not necessarily more from a monetary perspective. Is that a correct statement?
That's correct. I mean, eventually, hopefully, Doughpamine will turn into more in a monetary aspect, but that's for down the road. And right now, I'm enjoying doing all of it and building it from scratch.
Yes, and I can't wait to dive a little bit more into how you bake this all from scratch. Tell me a little bit about your pivotal moment. It could have been it doesn't have to necessarily be about Doughpamine, but if it is, that's great too. But just, was there a pivotal moment in your journey where you just kind of had this aha about something?
Yes. So I had left Michelin because I knew I needed to focus more time with my family. Being on the road all the time was super hard. And it didn't feel like I had abundance. It felt like I wasn't doing enough in any of the things that I was doing. It felt like I wasn't giving everything to my job. It felt like I wasn't giving everything to my family. And I knew I had to leave. I knew this was my dream job. I had reached that peak, and it was time for me to find a new dream. So I left and became a stay-at-home mom. And I also knew that this wasn't forever. This is a season. This is a chapter. my babies are little and I want to be with them. And now that they're in school, I knew I wanted to do something more. And so when I was a stay-at-home mom, I always felt like, oh my God, I need like a little dopamine to get through the day. I'm not living in this.
Yeah, don't every mother can relate to that. Yes.
Right? That's how, I mean, truly, I was like, wow, this is so different and hard. Like I'm used to having breaks and socialization, and being a stay-at-home mom is very isolating for me, especially being in the suburbs, not in the city where I could just pop out and go to my favorite bakery, pop the kids in the stroller, whatever. I'm in the suburbs now. And so one of the things I found myself doing was baking myself a little sweet treat to get through the day. And then when my neighbors had new babies or had just moved to the neighborhood, I would always bring them a bag of frozen cookie dough. And they would always be like, oh, it's so good. And then I kind of had this idea of dopamine. And I was like, this is what I'm doing next. And I immediately looked it up. I bought the domain. I texted my husband. I said, I just spent $1,000 on a domain, but I promise I'm going to do something with it. This is going to be the thing I do next.
Good for you. And you put your heart into it. You can see that. As an aside, I used to make mascarpone cheesecakes. It was my grandmother's recipe. And then I would add like different liqueurs in it, amaretto or margarita lime. But I was able, when I was living in Southern California, I was in 3 different bakeries. But my point being is, even people who hated cheesecake loved my cheesecake, because it's the love and the passion you put behind it into your cookies is why they taste so good. Yes, the ingredients are organic. Yes, the ingredients are great, but I truly believe it's the part of you that you put in there too that has created that dopamine effect, right? So what was your toughest challenge in spreading the dopamine cookie dough, if you will?
So the toughest challenge that I'm currently in right now, which is how do I scale and get the word out? So right now I'm doing a lot of in-store demo. We just did Bottle Rock last weekend. And to me, that was the best like organic marketing we could have done. We sold cookies there, but at the same time, my husband worked the front and he told every single person where they could buy the cookies locally in their store if they were from the area. So to me, just getting the word out there is kind of tough.
Hopefully having you on the show too will help you get that out there too, because I really I want to see you succeed. Where is it, if people are looking for it now, where could they find it?
Yeah, so we're in all the Draeger's markets. We're in Woodlands, Molly Stone's, Good Eggs. Good Eggs is a good one because they deliver all over the Bay Area. Piazzas, Berkeley Bowl, Nugget Markets.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of great places. Yeah. So, because we have a little time, I took off your website. You've got the Rhapsody Road, the miso peanut butter, the salty chocolate chunk, and the blueberry corn. What did any of your kids inspire any of those flavors? Your husband, you? I think they're all phenomenally creative. So, just out of curiosity, do you have any little backstory on any of the flavors?
Yeah. For backstory, the miso peanut butter was a bestseller when I was the pastry chef at Morimoto in Napa. It was something that we had frozen just the way I do it now. It's the same exact recipe, and we would bake it off until we sold out. And then when we got to a certain point in the night, we'd just be like, we're not baking anymore. And then the salty chocolate chunk was also one that I had developed when I was a pastry chef at a company called Sprig. It was like an organic meal delivery service. And I developed the salty chocolate chunk there. It's very approachable, but it uses very premium chocolate and Malden sea salt, so it feels very gourmet. And then, the last 2 I just developed at home after I decided on launching Doughpamine, and the blueberry corn is my husband's favorite. He says we can never discontinue that flavor.
Awesome. Wow. My mouth is watering. I think I need another cup of coffee and a big old cookie. Wonderful. Any other things you'd like to share with anybody who is wanting to be an entrepreneur, take their passion, turning into their purpose, especially as a mother, right? Because you that alone is a big role, a big responsibility, and you can't park it. It's there 24/7, right? So any advice for any mother out there who's trying to also find her passion in the journey that you went through?
Yeah, so the passion fuels the fire. I mean, yes, there's plenty of times where I'm feeling overwhelmed and exhausted, but because this is my creative outlet, this is the thing that helps me be a better mother and get through some of the tasks that feel mundane, is knowing that I'm working for something that I really, really want to do. It's my hobby, it's my passion, and it fills my cup.
Wonderful, wonderful. Besides being on this show, any other way I could support you? Besides, and buying your cookies now that I know where they're at, and spreading the word, of course.
Yeah, just spread the word. That's the most important thing to me, is spread the word. Once people try it, they love it. It's got clean ingredients. It's frozen. There's no added preservatives. So it's something that I feel good feeding my children as well. And it has a year-long shelf life. One of the things I like most about it also is I feel like with a lot of sweet treats, once you open the package, you have to hurry up and eat it or throw it away. And I just don't think that that is something that we should be doing. So our bag is resealable. You can bake one, you can bake all 6 if you're having people over, but I'm not encouraging people to, eat a whole bag in one sitting.
Yes, exactly. No, I'm with you. I think preservatives I try to cook all natural for my kids too, and the family, because I just think that just adds another layer of whether it's acne that they're going through or allergies, whatever. So I'm with you on that. So, and I like all the organic ingredients and that consideration too. Final question of the day. If you had to tell your younger self, Jessica, what would you tell your younger self, knowing what you know today?
I would tell myself to be patient, and everything happens for a reason. I feel like no matter what you go through, there's always something tough and you're like, why is this happening to me? But you just have to ride it out. And then when you get to the other side, you realize why all of those things happen to put you in the perfect place.
No, I agree. I think when we're going through it, sometimes it seems so daunting, miserable, hard. But if we just kind of take a couple deep breaths, go through it, release the emotions, whatever is going through it, and then give yourself time to look back. And there's always, I feel, a reason. And it was part of the journey, and it got us to a better place. So thank you so much for being on the show today. What a joy to have you here. Find Doughpamine at your nearest grocery store here in the Bay Area. As she mentioned, Golden Nugget. What were some of the other ones you mentioned?
Nugget, Draeger's, Molly Stone's, Piazza's, Berkeley Bowl, and of course, Good Eggs.
Excellent. Wonderful. All right. I'll drop you down in the green room for right now. Have a mocktail, and I will join you in just a few minutes. Thank you so much, Jessica.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Wow. What a gooey show. I'm dying to go try those. I think the miso peanut butter is what I'm going after first. All right. If you are trying to thrive in 2025 and not survive, you might want to consider signing up for a complimentary coaching call with me at performanceleadershipinternational.com. I really believe, just like what Jessica's doing, especially for women out there, it's so important to find your purpose. And a lot of time it comes from whatever you love doing today, and it doesn't have to be that complicated. It's very much follow what your dream is. And I think when you follow your dream, the money will come later. So we're going to say bye for now.